What's up? What's up? What's up? Just did hit the house. I had to go do something real quick. Sorry about that. Okay. So let me just wait until some people come in and stuff so I can finish up my what is that thing called? My stories and stuff. Yeah, and I ain't gonna joke though. Um ooh, I got a lot of stuff. Anyway, for my let me think. Oh yeah. So yeah, I kind of felt bad about the girl from Tibet. But actually, I didn't know if she was serious or not. I really did not know if she was serious or not because we never kissed or nothing. I never even touched her. I only touched that one time on the shoulder like that. That was it. After that, it was like nothing. So I kind of felt bad about that. But I didn't think she was. I mean, I guess she was. But I mean, come on, think about it though. I mean, just like a diamond, or something like chance of that falling in your arms, you know, or falling in your path. Hey, what's up, viewer? How you doing? Chime in if you can. Um, yeah, so two people. Sorry about that. I had to take a break, but yeah, like I was saying, uh, yeah, um, yeah, that was kind of a shame that happened because I always think about that. What would have happened if we got married? Thing, probably would never been divorced or anything, but things happen, so that's all gone. But anyway, so let me get back to I was talking about in basic training. So anyway, yeah, the guy had told on me. I got in trouble because of a quote unquote racist statement. But I don't think they called it racist statement back there. But I think I forgot what they labeled it. But and so there was this one white guy in our site, and he was like one of the pretty white guys, and he was cute, and was really different. But I was really surprised because you would think his looks would have gave him put him at the top, but I don't know if it was because he was shorter than everybody. I mean, he could have been shorter, taller, whatever. But yeah, it was a trip though. But yeah. So anyway, moving on. So I'll get to the military, right? And it was interesting because they had us. We got there at night, and we all standing in ranks and files or whatever. And we get our hair cut and everything. Everybody yelling at it. Got the whoever in there yelling at everybody and stuff. And it was just really, really, really interesting though. So in the military, let's see, where did I do anything that was well, I moved on? I guess um the biggest thing was when I got kicked out, and I had went to the captain and asked for my personal information file. He said, "Yeah," and he left, but I didn't know it. And I'm one of them good guys, really nice, good guys. So a month went by or whatever, and he didn't ask for it. So I walk into the orderly room, and it was a sergeant up there, sister. She didn't really like me too, because really a lot of the blacks didn't like me, no, because I was dating a white woman, and there was a time when, you know, I guess the FOI, um, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad's books and stuff. It was just those young guys were coming in, with that, um, talking like that. And so she told me, "What am I doing with it?" I said, "The captain gave it to me." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Because I asked for it." She said, "Give it to me." And God, at that time, God told me, just walk out. Because I could have just walked out because she got a phone call. God said, walked out. And I could have walked out, went down there, put it in my car, tore up the papers, um, and put them in somebody else's trash can where they'll never look and stuff. And they've just been gone. Right. And I thought about doing that and I didn't, so I gave it back to her. And that's how they used that to keep me out the military. So I'm sure I've told this story. If you guys didn't hear this story, let me know. But basically, I'm trying to make it real short. But basically, I called into work to uh, to go do something, and that's called to be late. So the person who was there that was in charge, because I mean, not my super, I hate calling people my supervisor, but the supervisor that was over me, he he wasn't there. So I asked another person who was in charge, and he said, yeah. So what happened was he said, okay. So when I went back, the supervisor just totally ignored this guy's um, authority, and I had to go to the first sergeant, and they started processing my discharge papers right there because they were going to give you a 3510 discharge. And I'm saying, for what? He said, oh, because you came, because Sergeant with a blah, blah, blah said this and that. What's up, viewer? How you doing? And I was like, but I called and I got permission to come in late, and they didn't do it. So he took my file, put it on the table, and right then and there, God said, tell them those are your files. And matter of fact, God didn't even tell me my file. Hey, what's up, two viewers? God said, grab your files. And I was going to grab them. I said, no, God said, grab your files. Those are your property. So had I grabbed them, they would say, give it back. I'm like, no, this is mine. This is my property. Thank you for the thumbs up. This is my property. I'm going to keep it. I'm not giving it to you. It's not part of the United States Air Force. Just call the captain right now at his next base, and he'll tell you he gave them to me to destroy. But I didn't do it. The process kept going on. And then I went into the commander's office. She had all these guys and everything. And so at that time, before she signed it, God said, stop her and tell her to, that is the captain gave you those files. And I didn't. She wrote it up, all this stuff. And I'm sitting there, why am I not saying anything? Hey, 3 people, thanks for the thumbs up. Why am I not saying anything? 4 people, thanks for the thumbs up. So I'm sitting there, after God told me to tell her that that's my property, because it was like that thick. It was really thick over 6 years. And I said, that's my property, but I never said that. Um, so she signed the paper and started giving me all these excuses, this and that. It's not racism, bringing up Liberia and all of this stuff. And so I went and thought about what she said and looked up Liberia, and I went back and told them some stuff about them not doing their job. But when I told them not doing their job, I was thinking that they were going to call the captain and ask about me. He would have told me, he gave me the files, and they would have came in and said, oh, we made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. And you have to go do this to stop your discharge from happening and stuff. They didn't do that. I didn't say anything again. And then they called me back in, and I thought I was going to get in trouble um, um, for telling them how to do their job, that they weren't being professionals, basically. And she called me in and said something that blew me away. She said that they lied on you. I found out that they lied on you. And I'm like, wow. And so she said, but I can't stop the process. But she didn't say I couldn't stop it. And I was going to ask her, well, I'm going to go get a lawyer and stop it. And I think God told me to say that. I'm not sure, but that thought came to my mind. And I said, I can't believe I said that. I said, no, no, it's okay. It's okay. You're giving me a get out of jail free card. It's okay. And they looked at me like, what? They just looked at me funny. I said to get out there. Of course, I'm expecting them to come back at me, but they didn't. So evidently, what happened was they went and they talked to these people, and evidently, whatever report, the feedback they got was positive. And I said, no, it's cool because I'm from LA. I just go back down to LA and go back to school and stuff. So that was really interesting. And then, like I said in my videos, he came down, the first sergeant came down, was talking to me a lot. And uh, the last day I still had my security card because I think I had got promoted to like a top security or something like that. And top security, no, top secret something, because I got promoted on an airplane or something like that. And he wanted me to come down to the office. So I'm thinking like, why is he going down to the office? And I swear I was going to say, if I come back to the office, can I get my rank and or my property back, my personal information file back? And I was going to say that. God said, and I didn't even say it. And I was like, no, it's cool. Here, you take. He said, no, you bring it to the office. Said, listen, you have a clearance to take this. I know you do. So here, just going to take it. And I ain't gonna lie. I was being a jerk. You know, because I should at least went and see what he had to offer. But I said no, so I ended up getting out of the Air Force, and that was it. And so recently I got in touch with one good friend who was from there. Me and him, he got in contact with me, and when I talked to him, because I like totally forgot everything. He was like telling me the stuff that I did. So I guess it wasn't that important. So I don't even really remember him. And it's messed up, because he said he helped me a lot and stuff. I kind of got a little memory of him, but it's nothing like that's really clear and stuff. So I think I have to. Well, he said when he come down here, he's gonna meet me. And also, when I was reading those books and stuff, Muhammad, what was this? Those Elijah Muhammad books and stuff. I had this one book called the what was that one book? Gosh, Civilization, something Civilizations. Um, gosh, it was one of my favorite books, and he said I gave it to him and let him have it. And Lost Tribes, Lost Civilizations, or something like that. And I was like, "You got my book?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh." I said, "I've been looking for that book since I came to Japan." And that was like for years, where did I put that book? And I'm thinking, and he got it. So he said when he comes out here, he's going to give it to me. But that was a big stumbling block. I could have stayed in the Air Force, but I didn't. I just moved on. So I come to Japan and end up getting married. I mean, I went to Hawaii, and actually, what I was going to do was after my wife divorced, we had a friendly divorce and everything. We're still friends now, um, and uh, everything is cool. No problems. So when she told me to get, oh yeah, thank you. When she told me to get out of her house because of these sisters, because at that time, like I said, my other videos in the early '90s when I came back from Philippines back to the States, um, black women were starting this complaining about black men, and it was like way. I mean, I've never even heard of that, because before I went to the Philippines, black love was still in effect. When I came back, it was like starting to break up and stuff. And so she ended up listening. Not all of them. There was one that was real cool that was still on my side. And eventually, what happened was uh, we divorced, but I tried to um, stay, and I even told her, I said, hey, you can let's just stay married. You can have your boyfriend. I didn't care about that, because I mean, I don't even know if I don't even think we got married for love, but we were like real compatible. We were really compatible. No arguments, nothing, no arguments. Only just who was going to take the kids on the weekends. When she was in the Philippines, she did whatever she wanted. I did what I wanted. She came home, went out. I did the same thing. We took care of our daughter and everything, and no complaints, nothing was wrong. It was like we were like the perfect family looking on the outside, but inside we were doing, our things or whatever. But so what happened was I tried to beg her, hey, let's just stay together and don't get divorced and whatever. Continue doing whatever you did. The kids need to be with the both of us. So we divorced, and I tried to call a friend, and this guy, he's real cool, and but he doesn't always call me back, you know. And he called me the day I left, the day I arrived in Hawaii. The next day, he called me and stuff. Had he called me, then my whole life would have been different. His life would have been different. His sister's life, mom's life, you know, everything would have just been so different and stuff. But because I would have still been there, and me and him were like real cool and stuff. just a whole lot of stuff would have been different, you know. And so I just said forget it. So I just went to Hawaii because my mom told me because instead of me buying a gun because of some stuff. Because I almost got chased by these guys. Guess they kind of tried to carjack me or whatever. I'm not sure. And so I went to Hawaii, and Hawaii was boring. Yes, brother. Hey, what's up? You. When you coming to Japan, man? You gotta come to Japan. See how you see your game. I want to see how much game you got. You got to come out here. Okay. But anyway, uh, so I went to Hawaii, and Hawaii was really interesting. Um, from what I was told, there's a lot of racism there against blacks and whites. Um, I really didn't experience it. I didn't really have any. No game, bro. Hey, you with me, GSD 50 JPN. You ain't gotta have no game. Come out here. I'll get you a one. I get you a woman in less than 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes. I'll have you walking down the street with a woman. You don't believe it? You ask some of my viewers or other friends. I can do that. That's how my game is. Okay. So anyway, Hawaii it was really interesting, and yeah, it was really interesting. It was a good experience. I would not live in Hawaii again, and because it's just too small, and but it's a good place to get rich. I don't think I had a chance to get rich if I wouldn't have went to school, but I wasn't trying to live in Hawaii. Now I did. I heard it's super expensive. Back then it was. It's probably even more expensive now. I did have two jobs, but I got lucky with the job thing because hold on. Ugh, I did get in my ear on this. Um, dang, it's just scratching my ear. I mean, irritating my ear. Um, I had a really cool experience there. I had a job at this one hospital called St. Francis Medical Center, and I ended up getting a permanent, temporary job, part-time job. Um, and I was working two departments, so I was making like $10 or something. So I had some money. Ended up meeting this Japanese woman. She came. I just asked her to help me with Sue, and she ended up, you know, sticking to me, which I had no idea. I mean, I just walk up to her and ask her a question, help me with something. That was it. So she made her first move, and so we ended up from that day on. This why I'm here now, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to marry her or anything like that because I was trying to get back to LA, get back to my kids and stuff. But I guess God or whatever had another thing, so I said, okay, got married. Um, let's see. When I was in Hawaii, I was have finished work and I was at Restaurant Row, working at Santa Barbara's, I think it was called. Santa Barbara's, no, 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 no. Uh, what was the name of that? It wasn't Santa Barbara's in Hawaii. I forgot the name of that. Oh wow, I can't believe I forgot the name of that hotel, not hotel, that place I was working, the restaurant. And so working there, I had it was this Filipino girl there, Filipino lady, and I guess she was like the who are them people you call when you the receptionist in a hospital in a those expensive hotels. Somebody's at the front. And um, they make a reservation. You take them to the table. She did that, and so me and her, I had no interest in her at all, and I had the white guys there, talking crap, but not all of them, just a couple. And one day I ended up in her dorm room. And I don't know how I ended up in her dorm room because I think a lot of guys wanted to date her. She was really cute. Oh my God, she was so beautiful. And there was another lady there. She was Japanese, but I think she was dating the vice prince. I shouldn't say that, but she was dating yeah, the vice president. The vice president. He was real cool. And so me and her used to talk a lot. But I ended up in the Filipino girls' room. She took a shower, came out with her towel under here, butt naked underneath the towel. And I'm like, okay, what is she doing? Because I'm telling you, I didn't make any moves towards her. I didn't say anything. And she just came and sat on my lap. And I'm like, what are you doing? He said, holy smokes, I am not joking. She just came and sat on my lap, just, straddled over my lap. And I'm like, and I just leaned back and I'm like, what are you doing? She said, oh, I like the way you handle them guys at work. And I'm like, I'm a dishwasher, because that's what I did dishwasher. I was a dishwasher, and then I got promoted to prep cook. But did you miss that? Yep, I missed that. So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? She like, whatever. I just like, I didn't even touch her. I like, get off of me. She like, what? I said, I didn't come here and have sex with you. She's like, what? I said, it was like the first 9 months until I met that Japanese woman. No, no, no. Yeah, until I met her. From the time I got to Hawaii, for 9 months till I met her, I had no sex in Hawaii at all. I was not trying to get hooked up with any of the women there, nothing. I wanted to make my money, go back to LA, go back to college, getting on degrees, and be with my kids. And she was so fine. Oh gosh, perfect body, everything. And I'm like, get off of me. She's like, what, what? And she started grinding on me and stuff. And I'm like, no, nothing's gonna happen. Get off of me. She's like, you said, I said, yes, get off me. And she would move. So I kind of like gently picked her up, lifted her off of me, and put her down. And she looked at me. She was like shocked. And so she went in the kitchen, did something, went in the room, and I guess she got dressed and she came out. And she was like asking me what was wrong. I said, listen, I think she was like 22 or 23. I was 29 at the time. And at that time, it's American thinking, she's just too young, 29-year-old man dating a 22 or 23. Or she could have been 25 or whatever. But to me, she was just too young. And I said, there's nothing wrong with you. I just don't have any interest in being with you. And I said, as beautiful you are, and of course, it was like after I've been in the Philippines, why aren't you dating these Filipino guys? And she gave her little quote unquote story about why she didn't like them. And then and she was dating white guys, but she's saying like the white boyfriend that she had at that time, they just disrespected her. So, I love the Philippines. I had a beautiful time out there. I had a couple of situations where I should have got killed, but actually three. But God showed mercy on me, and nothing didn't happen. But and it wasn't because I did anything bad. It was just happened to be in the wrong spot at the right time, and you know, a negative times negative time positive should have been negative, but it turned out. Oh man, I'm supposed to be talking about moving on. You asked me all these questions, but it's okay. I'll go on. Okay, the first thing that happened was um, when they had the coup attempt in the Philippines. Of course, the coup the coup attempt failed, and so the military people who was involved in it, they scrambled to different places of the island, of the country, I should say. And of course, a lot of them probably did live in, our home base is near the base, Clark Air Force Base. So me and my wife were walking down the street and walking home. It was like right after the war had stopped, and she's holding our baby, wasn't even 1 year old. She wasn't even 1 year old. And we saw the three enemies coming towards us. I shouldn't call them enemies, but three military um, army personnel, the coup attempt site coming towards us, and they had their guns. I think M14s at that time, and they were walking towards us. We didn't have any time to run. There was no way we would have been able to get away or anything. And my wife said, "What you want to do?" And I said, I wasn't even scared at all. I just said, "Just keep walking." And she said, "But," I said, "Listen, we're not going to outrun any bullets, so might as well stay here and see what's going to happen." So we just kept walking, and she was skinny, maybe I was kind of skinny too, or no, I was kind of yoked. A baby was just a little baby, she was holding a baby, right? And for some reason, they got to show you. You see where that door is? Where that door is. So it's not that far from where I'm at. They got about that far from us. Whoa, whoa. Why is it crooked? Whoa. Wait, hold on. Darn it. I had this thing all perfect. I forgot my stand at home, so I gotta do it like this. And so they got that close to us, but they were like on the right side. And I was like, okay. When they got that close, and I could have just reached out and touched them. That's how close they passed us. And I said, "¿Cómo está, padre?" And they all looked and said, "Muy bien." I mean, "¿Cómo está, padre?" means, "How are you?" Padre is my friend um, in Tagalog. And they walked by us, and she said, "What you do?" I said, "Don't do anything. Don't look back. If they're gonna kill us from behind, cool." Because I'm thinking they had silencers, because they were going towards the base. The base was like not even 5 minute walk. And I thought we were gonna get shot in the back of the head with some silencers. So I was just expecting this, that's it. And nothing didn't happen. About another 30 seconds later, we heard this, "Da, da, 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 da," and we just ran to the left and everything. Um, and so that was all over and stuff. The guys ended up losing their lives and stuff. And we got home and we were like, whoa. So the next day I went to work. I didn't tell anybody. Nothing was said about it. But I think about that. Why is it that, you know, we didn't get killed? And of course, at that time when the coup attempt started, they told something went around where they were saying like they're not going to kill black people. They put thumbs up. They said they weren't going to kill black people. So if you're not white or something, don't worry, you're not going to get killed. And so I had maybe a month after there or something, or maybe a week after or something like that, but within less than a week, a month, I went to a bar that I never went to before. And so I go up in there and sit down. I'm the only one in there, and I'm drinking my drink. And all of a sudden, the door would open and close. And I looked. Another one of them guys, he was in uniform, but he had his shirt tied around his waist. He came right over there next to me. I swear there was other tables. He came right over here next to me, took that big old Desert Eagle gun. That thing looked that big to me, and set it on the table. Boom, and sat down. And I'm like, oh, I am so dead. I'm like, I am so dead. And I'm thinking, there ain't no way I'm going to be able to run out of there and stuff. So I'm like, you know what, let me just make the best of my last few minutes. So I turned to him and I said, "What's up?" He said, "How you doing?" Dude spoke perfect English. I was shocked. And so I was like, "Would you like a drink?" Before you go, sure. So I asked him when I went and bought me the same drink. So I got like two drinks on my table and stuff. So this dude started telling me his stories about how he was on a river and his job was to keep people off the river, but he was really sad because he said the only people, anybody that go across the river, he said kill him. His commander told me to kill him or something. Whether it's true or not, but this is what he told me. And he said mostly just women and children in their boats, and he had to shoot them and stuff. And I was like, wow. I didn't. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, wow, that's so sad, you know. But know who's who, right? So, but this is the afterthought. That's not what I thought then. And I was like, wow. And I'm just listening to him. And so he, asking me about, what I do. And I like, of course, I got to answer the questions and stuff, to prolong my last few minutes and stuff, by at least a minute or a few seconds anyway. And so we're talking about a good 10 minutes. And basically, we're not talking. I'm just listening, just listening attentively and stuff, not like kick it back, drink it, yeah, yeah. I'm just looking. I'm sitting literally like this. Well, no, I'm sitting up, but I'm looking like this, watching him. He's like laid out and stuff. The gun was like just literally like right there, big old silver, colored Desert Eagle, and it's like that was something like that. It just looked that big to me. And all of a sudden, this other guy comes walking in, and he lived like the house next to mine, and he had a beautiful wife. What are you talking about, bro? I'm talking about when I was in the Philippines, and it was after the coup attempt that happened in the late, I think 1989. I'm thinking, or 1988 or something like that. They had a coup attempt in the Philippines, and because we were the Air Force. Oh, my backyard. And we went over there, and of course, the team that was the ones who started the coup attempt, the army split and fought because they wanted to overthrow the government. But they didn't have a chance because we were on the side of the government, and so we went over there and bombed up. Yeah, I remember that you went to Cebu. I never went there. I was like, I didn't go. I wasn't trying to go anywhere. I didn't even go to Manila in the Philippines. I think I went to Subic Bay. That was it. I was not trying to go anywhere. But so anyway, after the war, what I'm talking about is how I almost got killed 3 different times. And so then another guy came. He lived like 2 apartments from my house, and he had a really beautiful wife. And white girl, she was so beautiful, really dedicated to him. But I heard him and my wife had a little affair. When I found out about it, I'm telling you, man, when I found out that she did, I just laughed because he was like, I mean, I won't say we were like brothers and sisters, so that's not a good word, but it was like really cool. We had a really cool relationship. But, the things she did, I just laughed. No, I mean, we were like more or less, I won't say brothers and sisters, but we were like, how like you had your homies in the hood? It was like one of those things. So when your homies in the hood would do something wrong, you're not going to go tell on them. I wasn't pissed. I didn't care. He didn't know I knew. Because the whole thing is everything she did, she told me. I'm telling you, this is how cool we were. Except for this one guy. She the first time somebody told me she was messing around and stuff, and but I don't know why I got upset about. It. But I didn't do anything. I wouldn't talk to well, that's another story. So anyway, that guy um anyway that guy came and sat down, and so we were talking, and this dude, it was like, I mean, literally within, it wasn't even a month. It was like, not I remember his conversation. It was literally probably a week or within the 2 weeks of after that coup attempt failed. He coming in, he's a police officer, and they were after him. You know, weapons and security were the number one and number two targets. And he come in there just talking loud, blah blah blah. We keep them, blah blah blah, explicit, 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 blank blank, blah blah blah, explicit, explicit. And I'm like, I'm looking at this dude like this, and I'm like, I couldn't say anything because the guy that sat next to me spoke perfect English. And I looked at him, and he was still drunk. And I looked at my friend, and I'm boom, like boom, boom. And I'm not saying shut up because I don't want him to be alerted to anything. And he talking, and I went boom, boom, and he's not even paying attention. And then all of a sudden, this dude is sitting like this, and all of a sudden he went like boom, just like this, hand on the gun, boom, and turn. Look, I said, "Oh shit, we dead," because I guess he was just talking. I mean, you don't go to know somebody's country, and then you go in a bar, and then you start saying the word Filipinos in a derogatory manner. You do not do that. You do not do that, regardless of anything, because you don't know who. You know, Nobody don't like that. I mean, if the bartender would have came over and slapped them in the mouth, I would have probably slapped them in the mouth too. You just don't do that. This dude was blah blah blah. We did this blah 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 blah. That dude stood up. I was like, "Oh shit, we did." And I said, "Hey, do you want another drink?" He said, okay, took his hand off the gun, sat back like that. I went and I think I bought him maybe two drinks, maybe two drinks. I put him there and I grabbed my friend and said, hey. And then I told him, I said, I'm sorry. I had a good conversation. I got to go. Is it okay? He said, okay, okay. And I grabbed my friend. I pulled him out of there, because I was like real strong. So I just yanked him and he jumped up. And then I didn't even turn around and look at the dude because he could have had that gun pointed right there, just waiting for us to look. And pop, pop, killed us both. I didn't do anything. I walked out there. I'm just expecting to get shot. Nothing didn't happen. We walk downstairs. We get into a Jeep. We go back to the house, and I cussed that motherfucker out. I said, "Damn, you a stupid motherfucker." Well, I said, "You see that fucking big ass, fucking huge ass motherfucking tank on the table? I didn't see that." I'm like, "You a fucking cop? How can you go into a bar and walk by a fucking Desert Eagle and not see that mother? It was a digger." I was like, "Oh man," and all that crap. I'm saying, "You lucky we not there." And I said, You're dangerous. Don't ever fucking talk to me again, and don't ever go out with me again. I'm never want to talk to you. And we're not hanging out ever." And after that, I did not talk to him or nothing. And then I think his wife found out what he was doing, and she divorced that motherfucker, boy. But she was fine. Oh my God, I couldn't. I mean, like I said, I don't know if brothers think white women are fine, but I grew up in the neighborhoods with them. But she was, I mean, you got the average looking ones, but she was like one of them dimes. And I was like, dang. And I was thinking, like, why did she marry him? But maybe she just came from one of those towns where, he was the best of the choice she had. Because I know she was from LA. She would never married that dumb. And so the last time was right after my wife had left. I got to do something. Darn it. I got to do something. Hold on. I got to do something real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna do a test, okay? I prefer chunky, homely guys. I am going to do something. I gotta use the bathroom. Wait, hold on. But wait, hold on, hold on. Let me just put this in here. Cut down any noise. Hold on. I'm back. I'm such a terrible host. I know, but see, that's why I don't ask for money. Okay, so let me see. Who said what? Who said I'd be pissed? How? What are you talking about, bro? Women, Are you, for Chuck and was, are you still mic'd up? What do you think of? Oh, are you still mic'd D up? What's that? And let me say hi. What's up? Uh, we heard everything. Shoot, sorry. Dang. Ah, you know why? God damn it. Maybe I should delete. Should I delete this? Because I have my headphones. This is what I'm listening to. Damn, I totally forgot about that. I should take these off. Should I delete it? Should I delete it? Should I delete it? Oh, it's like a movie. They go to the bathroom then. Oh, okay. So embarrassing. Wow. Wow, I can't believe that. That's so cool. Maybe I should delete that part out. I ain't gonna do that then. I don't even know how to delete it anyway. Okay, so I don't know what you mean by are you still mic'd? Ah, that's what you mean. Yeah. Dang, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God. That's not cool. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I was never really pissed at her. She was at what do you think of Japanese women and I mean Filipino and Japanese women? Man, we done had this conversation. Ah, man. when I was out in the Philippines, my my involvement with them was really different. Okay, and I'm going to tell you some. So, man, this is getting long. Should I just stop this? Because there have been some people complaining your videos are too long. Um, should I stop this and make a part four? Let me know. Hello, hello. Or should I continue? I'm waiting for an answer. Answers, please. Answers. Okay, forget. Let me keep going. Okay, so my experiences with women are keep going. Okay, I need to get to the point. Okay, I'm gonna get to the point. They're all good. Okay. Now, if you want some details, what I mean by they all good, well, that's not going to, I ain't gonna be able to say it too much. Too, I mean, that's gonna take some time to explain. But they're all cool. I think Filipino women and Japanese women are cool. They got some bad game. Okay, but if you want me to expound on what I'm trying to say, then I have to, you know, it's gonna take some time. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What happened? Oh, and so yes, you can explain. Okay. Okay. So my experiences with the women in the Philippines were really different from other guys. The guys were out there doing their thing, and I wasn't there to have sex with them or anything like that, and I didn't really care to. The first time I did, that did happen. It was a guy. One of my wife friends actually he paid for the bar fine and stuff, and the lady she was real nice. Older, I wouldn't say, maybe she was older than me, maybe 28, 29, 30 or something like that. Very beautiful, but very mature. And I was just surprised at the fact that she was even in there, because you would figure that a rich uh, Filipino guy would see her and take her out and everything. So he paid, and I hadn't messed around on my wife since we got married. And so we go outside, and she's like, and the dude gave me money for a hotel too, because I didn't know anything about the bar fines and all that stuff. I was just shocked because I didn't know anything about that. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go home. She looked at me like, what? I said, yeah. She said, well, but your friend paid the bar fine. I'm like, okay, then you go home. She said, I want to be with you. I'm like, but I'm married and everything. It's okay. And so she said, well, let's just hang out. So okay, so of course, I had the money, so I went because I was going to give it back to him later. So we went to the hotel. We just sitting there talking and just talking and stuff, and I was not aroused at all, nothing, And she wanted to do it, and I was like, no, it's okay, just let's just sleep till the morning because I could stay out. I came to go as I wanted to. My wife, she came to go as she wanted to. I wouldn't if nobody wouldn't even told me she was messing around. I wouldn't even care, because I knew she was, but that one situation and stuff. But uh, because she was messing around before we even went to Philippines, but I didn't care because she was just cool like that. She was like one of them people you just couldn't get angry at. It was weird. Nobody got angry at her. She's like one of the people that you really, or if you really got angry at her, it was just, I don't know, man. She just had this spirit about it. I don't know. She would piss you off, but you would contain it inside. So we in bed, I'm trying to sleep. So she wanted to do it. And I was like, I mean, I'm telling you, I tried to refuse. So anyway, we ended up um, doing that. And after that, nothing didn't happen. She didn't try to get any money from me or nothing. That was the really part, the really interesting. And it wasn't that I was expecting her to get any money from me or anything because I didn't know anything about that stuff. So I was like totally ignorant of all that stuff. So then the next time I went out there, I was hanging out with some friends, and it was these women who I guess they were just standing on the street just waiting for guys to have sex with me. There was this one lady, she was just so pretty. God, she was so pretty. And so I just kept walking by and looking and looking and looking. And one day I said, okay, let me just go and see. And so we went to a hotel and um, we did it. And of course, I got burned. This is minor, something I just took pills and it went away. But when we went to bed, I used to wear jewelry. And they always say don't wear jewelry outside the base, but nobody never bothered me. So I used to have this jewelry. I had this gold chain on and all this stuff, some diamond rings or whatever. And I just put them on the table, on the dresser. We did it, and she woke up and she left. And so I'm waking up expecting when I put it down, she took it. I was expecting her to take it. Actually, I kind of wanted her to take it, you know, so she can go and do whatever she wanted with the money and stuff. Because I really didn't care. Um, I don't know why I was just so. And growing up in Bel Air, I mean, no, growing up in Westwood, going to school in Bel Air, hanging out in Bel Air, all these rich people homes and stuff. It really gives you a different. It should be. Yeah, Osaka's open now. They opened it up. So, but I think people still wear masks. But they it just gave me a whole perspective of greed for money and stuff like that. And then another time, it was this one girl went to a bar and I'm supposed to be talking about moving on, huh? And she was fluent in English, very good. She was bad. I mean, she was not fat or anything, but I wouldn't say big boned, but I don't know. She just had this body like a sister. And so we was in there, and what happened was that first girl who I had, who the first girl that I just told you about, she happened to be in there too. And so I would just go there just to talk to her. And if the mama tell me, well, you can't be talking about it for whatever, I give her $20, whatever, you know, and whatever. So I could just sit and talk and stuff. And then that girl, I guess she was really into brothers, and she came on to me, kind of like pushed this one out of the way. And so me and her was hanging out. We hung tight too, but no sex, nothing, nothing. She always talked about business. I don't know where she got her money from. I never asked. She never told me. She would tell me about the guys she was with on base, and I'm just laughing because I know them dummies and stuff. Like, well, take their money, because I like, those guys are like total idiots. I mean, because everybody look at me and they think I'm an idiot, but I'm not an idiot. I'm far from an idiot. Well, I'm not, because I divorced my first Japanese wife and that to keep all the money. That might have been idiocy or something like that, but yeah, but I wasn't like them. Come on, man, with this going on, GS. Come on, what's going on, GS? Da da da. What's going on? I'm telling you, that's just my story, man. I am not joking. But that girl, she was bad. She was bad. She was bad. But we never, ever had sex. And I think I took on the base, we just walking around and these dudes just think I'm banging her and all this stuff. I'm like, no, we just friends. That was it. She was cool. She was mad cool. And then it was this one white guy when I first went to Philippines, and I was in a bar and he was with his Filipino wife, and I didn't know this dude. I'm just sitting there drinking my juices. He just come and start buying me beers or whatever I'm drinking. And every time I'm walking there, if he was there, he said, "Don't spend your money." He just buying me stuff every time. So I went there. A white girl with a nice body is a killer. Oh yeah, but that, whew. So he introduced me to his wife's cousin. She was, I'm thinking she was either 19 or 20, or she was going to be 20 anyway. I think I was 26 at the time. And um, let's see, so 19, I guess she's an adult. And she was real cool, really pretty and everything. And I told him I didn't want to talk to her. And he said, "Yeah, but my wife wants you to talk to her because you're a cool guy and stuff." And I'm like, yeah, I'm married. She said, yeah, we know that, but still, she wants you to talk to her. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we talking and stuff, and I'm hanging out with these other bros that like these cool brothers that I'm thinking they're real cool and stuff, you know. And so we're all there. So me and her start talking. They leave. So when I see them leave, then I say, okay, I'm gone, and I left. I just left her. Right, I'm not thinking anything. And so the bros are like, what are you doing? Go back with her. I'm like, no, for what? And like, no, no, no. Like, you know, so you kind of like pushed me away and stuff. So I went back and said, "Hey, what you doing?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, come on with me." You know, so I went back with them, and I'm still trying to hang out with them. And they're like, "No, no, you with the girl," and I'm like, "What are they talking about? I just couldn't understand why." But they were thinking they were like telling me to just go and do my thing with her. But I'm just thinking like, you know, I just met her, we just talking, and if she want to hang out with her, whatever, if they want to talk to her, whatever, I didn't care because actually, when I go out, I'm always trying to hook up all the homies first, and then I just go home, disappear. I don't know why I do that, but uh, so what happened was we ended up starting hanging out. We did have sex maybe 3 or 4 times, but she was just so tight that it bruised and it was not pleasurable at all. So I told her, but this was later, or maybe no more than 6 times for sure. And I told her, let's just stop doing that and just be friends. You have one of the other boyfriends. This was like later. So anyway, what happened was she lived out in this place called Dowell where the MPA stayed at. And and yeah, I mean they are, but I mean if you're too big, you know, what can you do? And I didn't know anything about lubrications or stuff. Well, I did try something, but it didn't work. But actually, I wasn't really even interested in having sex with her. But this story, I don't know why, but so she lived over there. So she took me over there, and I knew I shouldn't have went over there. And I met her mom. They lived in a really nice house, you know. The mom was real cool. The dad was real cool, and they let me stay over. So we stayed over, and I'm expecting to sleep downstairs. They said I could stay up in the room with her. So we ended up doing it because she didn't want to, you know, because she said it's making too much noise. I'm like, all right, but then you know, as the night going, she started creeping and touching, and things happen and stuff, right? And I'm sure the parents should have heard. So next day, I woke up and I'm expecting. I was expecting them to come upstairs, but they didn't do anything. Went downstairs, they didn't do anything. They knew I was married and everything, so I could never really understand it. And so I ended up buying her some stuff, you know, because to me, I won't say I'm a philanthropist, whatever it's called, but I don't mind giving money to people. I was never stingy when it came to money and stuff. So I bought her some stuff, but I'm sure they didn't need it. I mean, they looked like they were like the richest people in the area, and the mom had a lot of power. So one day I was over at the house, and it was okay for me to enter there because they kind of like it was kind of it wasn't nigga, you owe me money. All the help I helped you in debt. So anyway, uh you guys heard everything. Wow, I'm so surprised. Um wow. Um what happened? So the next day they didn't say anything, but one day I was going there by myself. Information is not free, dude. So I had and let's not get into no arguments. Leave that for the players club. But uh I went there and everyone was chilling and for some reason because they took me to the basketball place. So I'm sitting here playing basketball against these Filipino men, you know, and they in their flip flops and they shooting jump shot, you know, faking and doing all that like they Iverson, you know, what, boo, and I'm like, what? How they playing in the flip flops like that, you know? So one day, you know, I got a big head, so I'm starting walking over there to the gym. I mean, to the basketball place by myself. So I'm walking, and this other guy starts following me, but he's on the other side. You know how you go around the block, but you can see because the houses weren't like in the states that like where you can't see the other side. So he's walking. This dude has a gun, and it had to be a Desert Eagle, you know, and because it was just real big. And I'm like, I can't run because they know I know he's probably faster than me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm dead. So we get to the basketball court. And so I head over the um, to the rim, and all of a sudden I heard this, and I turn around. She come running up to me and start yelling something to God like, dude, like, oh, okay, 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 and just left, just like that. She grabbed me. What the hell you doing, motherfucker? You don't walk around this place, right? Who the fuck you think you in the wrong area? They will kill your black ass. Blah 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 blah. She didn't say it like that, but she said a nice way. She said, "Don't ever leave this house without me unless you leave in that area." Okay, and I was like, "Wow," and that was 3 times, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But with her, what happened was her another one of her cousins husband, he was a master sergeant, I think, black guy. He called me at my job and was like, really in my case, if you hurt her, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna do this to you and I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, coolest dude you talking to? I'm like, man, me and her just hang. We don't even do anything. We just hang out. Well, I don't care. And if you hurt her, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, whatever. So when I was getting ready to leave, I couldn't take her with me, of course. She was like still good and everything. She hadn't, been introduced to the bar clubs and none of that stuff. It was too bad nobody could marry her. Had I been sick, I probably would have married her. She was real cool. Well, actually, all 3 of them, all the Filipino women I met out there were cool as hell. But so what I did was I said, hey, you got a passport? She said, no. So I gave her some money so she can get a passport. And then I left the base. And then this guy, I don't know how he tracked me down, but he tracked me down and called me and said, "Wow, you're the coolest black guy that I know that was on at Edwards Air. I mean, Clark Air Force Base." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I couldn't believe that you gave her a passport so she can pay for a passport and everything." And I'm like, yeah, okay. When I'm looking at him, I'm thinking like, well, why didn't you do that? You should at least give your own cousin a passport. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, feeling too cool. That's all women and coolest. Of all the Asian women who I know who are the coolest. Yeah. I guess in the Philippines, living in the Philippines, they cool, but I mean, if you're just going over there for fun, okay, I lived there. Everywhere I went, the only thing I didn't like about the Filipinos, yeah, 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 I know. The only thing I didn't like about the Filipino women out there was they just touched way too much. I do not like people touching me, and I'm going downtown, whatever, and if I'm walking, they just touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. I'm like, yo, 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 get back, get back, get back, get back. I didn't do that. I didn't say anything. When people touch me, I don't say anything. But they were just like touching and touching, and I'm like, wow, why you touching so much? Oh, well, you're just so cute and blah blah blah. And you look so young and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not young, because I look like really like a kid. And yeah, yeah, they do love you. That's true. And it was just really awesome and stuff. So yeah, of all the ones, yeah, they would be the coolest one because they like sisters. They like black people. They of all the agents who I've met, other than the Samoans and um, the Samoan brothers and stuff, because you look at them, they still kind of look like us and stuff. Even in the Philippines, the Negritos I've seen them, and actually, I happened to ride my bike on base one day, and I happened to see one of the walls that um, surrounded the base, and there was this big old hill. And I'm like, "What's this hill?" So I went up the hill and looked, and you were able to see over the wall, nothing but black people. I was shocked because I did see it. Yeah, I seen 3 of the Negritos out in front one time. They hit the afro. They looked just like me, except they were just short with their froze and everything. And I was like, whoa, who are those? And they said they're the Negritos. I'm like, what's the Negritos? They're the original people of Philippines. I was like, whoa, and I'm just looking at them. I'm like literally close to him, just looking. I'm like, wow, these dudes look just like me, you know. And but they said we shouldn't buy anything from them because it's his history about that. Because actually they used to guard the base and stuff, and then things changed. And so I'm looking and I'm just seeing all these black people. I mean, it was like if I was back at home and I'm like, oh my God. And I wanted this, I don't know how much money I had. I just wanted to just throw it over there, but I didn't know if they had cameras or if I get in trouble or anything. And occasionally I just go over there and just look, you know. And actually, no one ever told me to go away. They just look and I'm just looking, you know, and I just fell in love. I ain't gonna lie, I just fell in love. And I almost wanted to cry because I just wanted to go over there and talk to them and stuff, you know. But of course, you know, I don't know their culture or whatever. But that's just what I was thinking. And I was expecting my ignorant ass maybe somebody take a little boot, die or something, you know. But it was just really interesting to see that, you know. And it was just like what you see on TV, topless and all this stuff, and you know, some women holding the babies, the guys there, you know, with their little things. Cause they have regular clothes too, but it was just really interesting. So I was like, wow. But anyway, moving on. Um, I've been talking for an hour. Let's see. So after I got to the United States Air Force, I went to Hawaii. Then the Filipino girl, she was beautiful, guys, man. Man, if y'all would have saw her after my story, and y'all would have saw her. If y'all was some real homies, y'all would my ass. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, beat me down. But you know, like I said, Hawaii was good. It was another time too that this one girl that was this one I think she was Japanese. No, it wasn't that Japanese one. Oh, it could have been her, the one at that store that was turning dating the vice president. She was was it her? No, it wasn't her. I don't think it was her, but the one, no, because the Japanese one was the one who told me I should come to Japan. And she said, it's easy to learn the language I, A, E, I, O, U. And I think it could have been her. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I'm thinking, it was like these two Asians. It was her, but she was skinny though, boy. But she was pretty, but she was skinny. But no, I don't think it was her. It was another one. And I don't know where she was from, but she was bad. And we had this one Samoan guy that come to work with us. And you know how them Samoans they look all yoked and stuff. Man, this dude looked skinny, wasn't yoked or nothing. Just he didn't even look Samoan because um, I thought all Samoans looked like the ones that I saw. He was like Samoan, and he didn't even look at like that. You know, and I was like, wow, why are you so skinny? He looked at me like, what? You know, he's like, no, this, you know, everybody working out and stuff or whatever. You know, but he said his brothers are huge, but he just looks straight like a normal person. I mean, not like someone's not normal, but I mean, just like a regular, like me, you know, just my body shape, you know. And I was like really shocked and stuff. And so he came and worked with us, and this dude was talking about how much game he had, and he had more game than me. And I'm like, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm like, I'm still a virgin in Hawaii, you know. I'm not even trying to have sex, you know. And so we all used to sit on a lanai, and that's the balcony. And so I sat with the guys, you know. It was boring, so I wouldn't sit with the women, you know, because their conversation are way more exciting and stuff. And then the guys got mad at me, saying, "What are you doing sitting with the girls?" And I'm saying, "Well, I'd rather sit with the guys because it's more fun sitting with women than it is sitting with a bunch of guys, you know." And then the girls understood what I was trying to say. They didn't understand, but when the girls started laughing, then they understood what I was saying. And so this guy, you know, he was just on me, you know. So one time, um, we were and him was walking and stuff, and I don't know why people always talk shit about me, want to hang out with me too. I never can understand it. And so we were walking and stuff, and we're leaving and stuff, and the girl, she's like, "What are y'all doing?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, I'm getting ready to go home. I don't know what he's doing." She said, "Well, I'm going to go drink. You want to come with us?" And I'm like, "Ah, nah, I'll be probably get in trouble. The vice president gonna get us or whatever." She said, "No, no, no, he cool. We dating, but it's not like that." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we went and sat, and we talking and stuff, me and her just chit chatting about all kinds of stuff. And so then I guess he challenged me in a way where he said that I should have tried to talk to her in a way where I can have sex with her. And so she looks at me and I look at him and I'm like, we looking at each other like, well, we already know if we wanted to do it, we could do it. But we just that, like Michael Jordan said when he was shooting them threes when he was playing against Drexler and said, hey, I never chose to shoot the threes. I'm looking at her and we're thinking like we never chose to be with each other. We could, we just never chose to do that. And so I looked at him like, why would you say something like that? And so he get the yakety yak yak and stuff. And I said, listen, man, come on. If you want to be with her, just ask her. She right here. And he's like, no, but you can't. And she said, why not? I'm right here. She said, ain't like I never did it before. I'm not scared. So do you want me or not? I was like, woo, because she was sitting on this side, he was sitting over there, right? And we just got into it, getting on him, and he was kind of shy. And I said, man, just ask her, man. I don't know, I'm like, damn, all you gotta do is ask her. I'm sure she's gonna say, yeah, okay, and just ask her. But he was just like so blown away about how we were so open with that. But there are some men out there who could just look at a woman and just snap his hand and say, come on, let's go. And women could look at a guy and snap their finger and say, come on, let's go, because it's that vibe there, and you'll know. And so what happened was she was going to go home. So I walked her to her car and stuff, and she was driving that vice president's Benz. That motherfucker was nice, convertible, everything. I'm like, whoa, he let you drive? She said, yeah, but it's cool. It's not like that, And I said, well, there you go. You can bang her in the Benz, He was all shy and stuff, no. So eventually, he just jumped in this whole car. Me and her, we just started laughing and stuff. And she said, you sure you don't want to? I said, nah, it's okay. I said, I'm trying to get out of Japan. I mean, out of Hawaii. So that was like one of my moving on things. But what happened was my wife wanted to come to Japan. This was another thing too. So we're in Hawaii. She wants to move back to Japan. I want to go back to LA. So she said, well, come to Japan with me. I'm like, for what? I don't know anything about Japan. She said, just come. What do you want to? She said, what do you want to do? I said, I'm going to go back to LA, get a job, go to SMC, graduate, go to UCLA, get my degree. And she said, why you want a degree? And I said, so I can make some money. She said, well, just come to Japan for 1 month. So I'm sitting here thinking about my kids. And then even if I did go back, because I had quit my job, you know, no, I didn't quit my job. I still had my job. But I had to save some money. I would have quit, But if she would have left soon because we were staying in the same apartment, then I just would have just um, asked her to wait till I get my paycheck and left and went back to LA. No jobs, nothing. I don't know if my family would have helped me or not. My brother, he was in Hawaii. My other brother, I don't know where he was at. Oh, he was in Hawaii too. So I only had to count on my friend or my cousins. So I didn't know what I was going to do. So she said, well, just come for a month. So we thought about it for a month, and that was my fork in the road. So instead of me going to LA and finish school, I came to Japan. And that was because actually I wanted to divorce her too, you know. But that's how I ended up here. Um, then, as I was here, let's see, anything else? Uh, we made a lot of money real quick, real quick. Um, I had an opportunity to 2,000 women came to me, and had I been like my like some of my other friends out here, I could have we all could have had fun with every last one of them, but I wasn't like that. Let's see, anything else out here that okay, so I had um got a business deal with Circle K, and it was still before the year 2000. And I think I was probably one of the first people to put non-food type things. I mean, not like shaving cream. I think they had. I mean, I'm not sure what they had, but I'm talking about like pencils and stuff. They didn't. Is this? Yeah, yeah. This is my classroom. You want me to do a 360? Okay, if you want me to do a 360, let me know. But I gotta erase my board because I got one of my secret formulas of how to how do I teach these kids English. I can't let you guys see it. I think I could make $1 billion doing this. Let me erase. I gotta go through the restroom again. This time I take my hair plugs off. Wait, hold on. Da-da-da-da. Sorry about that. I am a terrible host. Out of water. Can you guys hear me? Can you 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 hear me? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. And so, let's see, what was I talking about? Oh man, come on. Um, so yeah, we made a lot of money and stuff. And so this is another thing too, moving on thing. So I think I went to one of the franchises, Circle K, and I asked the guy, "Can I put some of my excuse me, my jewelry in the store?" And I showed him these wood beads. You know, it was like a lot of summer stuff, K-tie straps, mobile phone straps and stuff. He said, okay, he has to ask his boss. So, you know, Circle K, they got like 500 stores, and of course, big corporations, all Japanese, whatever. And um, I went back 2 weeks later. He said, yeah, because I gave him some things, and I said, just, you know, here's my merch, just let him keep it. I don't care. And he came back and said, yeah. So I was like, cool. So, you know, I didn't talk to anybody. Nothing was signed. Nothing, you know. And so I went there. Of course, you know, we had the NPL's receipts and stuff. Take it back to the wife. She did whatever she did, and it was just really interesting. I was making some good money every month too, especially in the summer too. And my wife and I decided to divorce. And even before that, because she didn't take the store seriously, and I'm trying to tell her, you know, because she was messing around too. I didn't care. And because we had actually, me and her had an open relationship, so I didn't care. I'm like, whatever, you know. And but the Circle K was big business because he said that the head office, you know, whoever the people are, vice president, president, whatever, they said that I can put jewelry in every one of their stores. There's 500 stores in the Aichi prefecture, or yeah, Aichi prefecture, I think. And uh, if the franchise guy, whoever owns the franchise, says okay, then I can do it. So I put some stuff in there, but I had it in a case like this. Um, wow, this is so old and so dirty. Hold on. So I had a case like this. Okay, so this like for the rings. So what I did was, this thing is old. This is actually something I brought from Nagoya. I think I brought this from Nagoya. So that I had the rings in here, the K tie straps in here, whatever, or however I did it, and I gave him a lot of stuff. And so he put it right on the counter like this. And somebody came in and bumped it. It fell down, broke. When I went in, he gave me all my stuff. He said, "Can you please package this in a way where, you know, um, the case or whatever won't get broke?" So God told me, go down to this one store, see if they got those little plastic things for something. You know, like how they got them sticker things now where you can like those. bags and go down there and see if I can get some of those and put the stuff in there and things like that. And I didn't want to ask my wife. I knew where the store was, but I didn't know exactly where it was. But I know what store it was, but I didn't know where it was. And I didn't ask her. And then I went back and I brought it back and I said, hey, let's do this together. But she already made up her mind that she wanted to divorce or whatever. I don't know. She fell in love with some dude from Sri Lanka or something like that. And so she was like, no. And the guy kept telling me, go down there, go down there, go down there, go down there, and then go to all. Because like, as soon as he said, yeah, the first thing God said was just go find all of the Circle K's because they were all over and tell him the situation. And then I would have had to go back to the franchise guy and see if he could get a letter or something in Japanese saying it was okay. Then I could have took that because God told me, get that, and then I could take that to all the stores, show that to them. They would have seen the stamp and everything, and they would have said yes or no. And I think oh man, I would, yeah, like I said, I was the first one. So instead of going to the Circle K, I went to these other ones too. But that guy, he said no, but it wasn't from the same company and stuff. And so I just said, forget it. Just moved on and ended up coming down to Wakayama and this where I ended up staying. But anyway, it's getting a little late. But oh wait, somebody lined me. Um uh, uh and so anyway, um that's all. So anyway, yeah, I always think about that. Why didn't I just go to all of the Circle K's? Because see, that's because like when I tell a lot of people I had made all that money in Japan out here, a lot of people think it was because of her. But what I tell them is that it wasn't because of her, because she is Japanese. And when Japanese people talk to Japanese people trying to do business, sometimes it's like, because they'll judge you as soon as you walk in the store. And she was probably 42 at that time, even though she looked young to me, but another Japanese man or woman would look at her and probably could guess pretty much close to her age and stuff. And so a lot of people said it was because of her, but how I went to that store and I talked to the guy, that's how I found the businesses and stuff. I mean, and there was some other stuff I did, but basically I just showed up. That was it. And we made that money. Then another thing too, another month. And so, I just said, forget it. Just moved on, just left the Circle K thing alone. And a few years later, maybe 15 to 20 years later, 15, it was recently, huh? Maybe 15, 10, 15 years later. Then I started seeing these stores putting these other things. Now you go into a convenience store and it's like you walking into a mall pretty much. It's everything there, socks, underwear, and all that stuff, So I was like, I'm pretty sure I was the first person to ever do that. Yeah, because a lot of those stores today, those companies, a lot of them, I don't even think they were around back then too. So gosh, messed up. Uh, so then my wife wanted a divorce, first Japanese wife. I never even said no. I said, okay, fine, whatever, because I was tired of her anyway. And then we was in I went to Thailand and she was there and she came up from behind and stopped me and talked to me. She wanted me to stay with her that night and I go out to dinner and stuff. And so the first thing God said was go ahead and go with her because maybe she wasn't still just see if she was still married and she wasn't still married because it was still my business. I just gave it to her, but even if somebody told me I need to go find her, so maybe I might go do that. But I'm sure if I find her, she's single, then maybe I can get back to helping the business again. I really have that confidence that can happen because we were never enemies. That's the whole thing. We were never enemies. And when she came up and everything, but I was just like so tired. I was like, um, no. I said no, it's okay, and just turned around, walked away, and never thought about her again. But I do have a friend. He remembers the whole thing, and actually, one of the guys that she was dating, them two were good friends. I knew him, but I forgot his name. Because once I leave someplace, I just forget everything. And he was telling me about them two been together and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't care. He said, yeah, that's what the dude said. He said, you walked up to him and said he didn't care what she did. I mean, because she's in the field, she's in Japan, it's her country, she want to do what she want to do, whatever. And that's what I tell these guys when you come out here, these women gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. You have no control over them, and plus the laws are going to be on their side anyway. So yeah, that was it. But and then, oh man, I mean, I wasn't even expecting her to do that. So anyway, I ended up getting a 3-year visa again, helped her, and then of course we know we was going to get divorced, and I was expecting divorce immediately. She didn't know. She waited maybe about a year or so, and what happened? So I was at the house. So it was the last night. So I just slept on the floor. She stopped somewhere, came back in the morning, and she said, "How much money you want?" I can't stand disloyal chicks. Man, I don't care, man. They do it the hell they want because what's that story? What's that thing? How they used to say, the reason I don't even care is because, like I tell a lot of my friends, what I was supposed to do, had I did what I was supposed to do when I was in junior high school and high school, we would not be having this conversation. So it's all my fault. Uh, but how can I say that? She said, "How much money you want?" First thing God said, "Take half." And I'm thinking, yeah, that's about $500,000 because I don't know how much she actually said because I never looked at the bank account. I never looked at it. It never even dawned on me because I was making my own other money from doing that too, and stuff. So I never even asked, and God said say half, but I said nope, I don't want any of it. You keep it all. She was like, all of it? I said, yeah, go ahead. I said, just keep it. It's okay. Just give me a little bit of jewelry. So I think that box is one of them. And I'll just do it myself because I was the one had I made the business. She didn't do anything. I went there and got the customers, and then we went to Thailand, bought the stuff, came back, and then uh, when we came back, she just came with me to facilitate the talking. But I think she did it. I don't know why she came. She was just bored, I guess, because she didn't have to come because I could have did everything by myself anyway. But I just let her keep the money. So that was really a big point because had I took that 500,000 or maybe even these 50,000 or 100,000, you know, or even $10,000, you know, I don't think I'd still be here in Japan. And I definitely wouldn't be here, and GSC 50 JPN would have never happened. So, you guys got any more questions? Because I think I could finish because I don't want to continue. If you I want me to continue, I can. It don't matter. Yeah, okay, let me continue. So when you guys get bored, let me know. Hey, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:30 because I got 30 more minutes and then I gotta go. Um, so anyway, so I ended up coming down to Wakayama. Let's see, any major moves that happened. So me and my wife, who I'm married with now, we got together, had a kid. Almost didn't get married, so we just did it so the kid wouldn't be alone. Uh, so here's another major move, I think. So I was not loyal to my wife, never was, uh, because she was one of the women who I was dating. And even when I met her, I told her I had 9 girlfriends. And so I don't know. And she was doing well, so I don't know why she wanted to be with me. And so we got married, and I'm sitting here confessing my sins. And so I told her it was just one girl I liked that I was in love with. And I thought me and her was going to get married, but I was seeing these other girls. And so um, one of my girlfriends in Osaka, after I got married, because she said she wanted to marry me too. But here in Japan, these women always say they want to marry somebody, but they never tell them. You know, I guess they thought I knew their culture, but I didn't know. I wasn't trying to marry no one. or I should say anyone. And what happened was I kept asking my wife to help me open up a school. You missed out on the house. Number two, you didn't seal the deal with Tibet lady. You turned down stuff from fine woman. You didn't take half the money. I got more. I got more. Okay. And wait. You missed out. Yeah. And so one of my girlfriends who I met through a real cool friend, his name is Michael P. I wish I could get in touch with him because he's was one of the coolest bros I met out here, but he's from Connect, Canada, and we stayed in touch for a long time until I moved my telephone that's right over there to here, and I didn't know how to operate it all. So I'm telling you, years later, he did leave a message and told me to call him, but by that time I had lost my phone and lost all the numbers and stuff. So hopefully he's still well. That dude was cool. I should make a video about him. I mean, we had a lot of fun together. I mean, yeah, some interesting things. But I already said them in my video. But so one of these girls came to me after I asked my wife, "Can I help me, loan me 10 G's or whatever? They'll help me whatever to open up a school because one of my ex girlfriends. We still seen each other at the time. She said, I got. I think she said she had $2 million to invest in to open up an English school. And I'm sure she didn't say 2 million yen. It was $2 million because we only spoke in English. Her English is just that good. And I'm like, okay, but let me ask my wife first because I'm still in America, you know, family first, wife first mode. And mood, whatever it is. And so I asked my wife, and after 2 years of me asking her, my wife gave it to her because I told her about the other lady. And so, of course, it was out of jealousy. And so I went to the other girl and I said, no, sorry, I'm going to just do it like this. So she went on about her business. I saw her in the Subway sandwich place that we both used to go to a lot. And I said, hi. And she turned around and growled at me. I was like, what was that all about? So I just left and never saw her again. But I really felt bad about that. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't know if I can really trust her because when we first met, um, we met at my friend's house party. But she came to me, and then me and her went to a club, and then some other African guy that was there, he started talking, and them two left. But I didn't care. I didn't care. And then she called me a few months later, talking about she was pregnant, blah, 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 and wanted to meet me. But I'm a cool person. We met. And so eventually we started hanging out. And then I guess she must have told him. And then, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. That must have been too loud. Sorry about that. And I ended up running into him in Osaka. He's like real tall, like 6'5", 6'6". And he was like, she's my girl, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not like, how the hell you gonna tell her she's your girl when me and her was together and you saw me talking to her? Well, actually, I can't blame him because he did kind of ask me. I said, I don't care. You can talk to her. I totally forgot about that. So at that time, I didn't think about that because if I'm with a girl, if a guy want to talk to her, even if she's my girlfriend, whatever, I didn't care. And I was like, well, I met her first. So how the hell you gonna? Why was he handcuffing her? Oh man, she looked like a sister. I can't think of who she looked like. Some celebrity. Uh, Not Alicia Keys. I had a girlfriend look like Alicia Keys. Who did she look like? She was skinny, but she had a nice body with nice white hips. And I don't know, but it's only I don't know. But that's how a lot of guys out here. They handcuff him. So he came and got on tried to get in my case, but I'm looking at him like, yo, man, she told me what happened, so we just talking, and so we hanging out and whatever. And he said, "What's my girl?" Blah blah. I'm like, listen, if she want to meet me, we're gonna meet. I see there's a whole bunch of women out here. I knew her first. I'm not just gonna do that and stuff. So it wasn't like I was scared or anything. It was just like, man, get the hell on my face with that bullshit. And so one day, me and her was hanging out, and he called. He wanted to meet her. So it's funny, right? So so they were standing, and he was talking to her, and she just started crying. Let me see. Uh, it's weird. And so I didn't interfere. That's between them. Because we were seeing each other. It wasn't like nothing serious or nothing. And I was standing close, and I'm not sure if that's what happened or not. She told me he grabbed her by the neck, but I don't know if I was with her or not. Oh, no, that was another time. She told me that. I just started laughing and stuff, and she said he grabbed her by the neck. But he was kind of rough with her. So we sitting there. I'm just standing like 10 feet away, and I'm just watching when they're talking and stuff. And he started yelling at her, and I think he lifted his hands to her or something like that. So I walked over to him. I said, "Listen, man. While I'm not around, you do what you want. But while I'm standing here, don't touch her." I said, "You could talk, whatever, but don't put your hands on her." And he looked at me, and I looked at him, I'm looking like this, like, "Hey, don't put your hands on her." But he didn't, and they finished, and so we just left. And I always thought to myself why I did that. But, I think what it was out here back in those times, a lot of bros and Africans used to get into it and stuff. What if one's from the military? But I will say that a lot of African brothers did have a lot of respect for me, and I had a lot of respect for them. And for me to just even be in that presence, and of course he's taller than me, so he should have naturally been stronger than me. Um, Even though I was yoked, but with statue and they got this way because one time me and this one my brother from Africa was at one of my friends' parties, and he was like 6'4", skinny, or maybe 6'4", skinny. But when he went to shake my hands, I felt the strength. It wasn't like he was like trying to squeeze it, but it was just that density and I guess in his muscles or whatever it was. When he did that, it was like crushing. I didn't even get a chance to tighten up or anything, and I just snatched my hands from him. And I said, "Whoa, what the hell?" And him and his friends just started laughing. And it's like, I don't know if you guys saw this cartoon. It was this cartoon where it was this one skinny African guy with a stick, and somebody was bothering him, and I don't know what he did, but I think he kicked him or punched him or something. The dude went flying or something. But it was like a cartoon or something. And when that happened, I was like, wow, this dude is really strong. And the foods that they eat is different from the foods that we eat as African Americans or well, I'm a Cherokee. I'm original, Aboriginal. But the foods that they eat actually does affect your body in a different way. And I was like, wow. So that whole situation was weird because had that been in LA, it wouldn't have went down like that. But like I said, he it was just that respect. Now he did do something foul one time. I was driving in a Benz, my wife's Benz, my brother was with me, and I saw him roll down. And when this dude come in and grab my neck, right? And I didn't appreciate this neck. And I looked at him. I said, "Man, if you don't take your hands off of me, I'm gonna get out this car and whoop your ass." Dude released his hands. I'm like, "Man, that's just." I said, "Man, come on." I told you what to do. You didn't listen, so it's not my fault. But I think he didn't know whose car it was. But I just went up in Japan, and some people did also. Some people went up and down, and all this stuff. But yeah, that was really interesting. And me and her, because I didn't do that business with her, I'm here. And like I said, had I did it, GSD 50 Japan would have never happened. I don't know if I would have developed my no, no, I would have developed my score like it was, but she was the type of person that probably would have really helped and stuff. But because of what she did, I couldn't trust her. I couldn't trust her. And once the business would have got big, had she, everything probably would have been in her name. I would have tried to put in my name for whether she did it or not. So I just had to move on from there. After that, anything else that happened that made me forget something and move on? I think that probably is it. No, 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 those were mistakes. So those are like the biggest things that happen. So I'm still married. So the next thing that's going to happen, because my wife gave me some really good information, so I need to jump on this money thing. And that's it. So I left Cleveland, like you said, missed out on a house, missed out on a rich woman who would have paid for everything. The military, I got out when I should have just told them it was my personal information files, and they would have, of course, they wouldn't believe me. They would have checked. I would have stayed in the military because I would actually want to become an officer. But it's really cold though, because it's going off subject. But what was really cold was that when I told them that they weren't doing their job professionals, I wasn't expecting them. I thought I was going to get in trouble, pretty much. But wow, they went through and they started kicking a lot of people out, and I was like, wow, and I kind of felt bad because had I not, had I told them that about my information files, maybe things wouldn't have went the way they went because they went and investigated and found out that those guys were lying on me, and because they lied, they investigated further, and a lot of people got kicked out. So I really feel bad about that. But moving on, let's see. I think there got to be something else that I messed up on. What else did I messed up on? I think the only thing I messed up on, it wasn't a moving on thing, is I just didn't save money. When I was working here and I was doing some teaching in Osaka here, why didn't anyone speak up? Why didn't anyone speak up about what? Gotta tell me about what? You mean when I was getting discharged? It's dark outside. You mean when I was getting discharged? Is that what you meant? Let me go back and see if I missed any. That's that's messed up. Ah, no, they couldn't because they didn't like me. Ah man, my military life, I want to make videos about that. But I skated through the military. Okay. I skated right through the military. I mean, I could have passed the sergeant the staff sergeant test. I should have passed on the first, but of course I just answered these questions. Like one was like if the diameter, they said, um this is rule something like if it's like 3/4 bent, you can't use something or something. You got to change this the tube out. And they said, is it the diameter of the hole or the circumference or the diameter of the pipe itself or the inside, where the fluid flows through, or this here. So I put the answer here, and there was another one. If your supervisor's having problems with his staff, or one staff, is it the staff's fault or the supervisor's fault or this or that? Of course, I should have put the supervisor, but I just put the staff. So basically, I don't know. I always do that. Like God told me, go with the girl in Tibet, but I ended up going in the military because the last day I saw her, I'm in her car, she's sitting here. She's stopped, she's looking for it. And I turned to her and I said, if I kiss you right now, what will you do? She said nothing. And I could have reached over, just tongued her down, but I didn't. I just got out the car, closed the door, didn't even say bye, and that was it. That was it. And I think maybe why, I don't know. If I have to say why I did that, it was probably because she cussed me out in the gym. And just like I tell guys out here, when you first meet a girl and if make her angry and she goes off on you, leave her alone. And I think that stemmed from that. And that was back in 1986. because that's when I joined the Air Force, 1980. No, yeah, maybe again, yeah, 1986. I remember that. And so after she cussed me out like that in front of everybody, I was like, I can't marry her. I don't care how much money she have, you know. And then for her to, and just think about it, for her to be able to tell her father that she wanted to marry me, he said okay, and he not even meet me, meant that he control her, which means that her mother control him, and then she probably would have got me into that thing too. And whether it would have worked out or not, I don't know, but I don't know. So, but why didn't they speak up was because they were all on the same team, and they didn't like me. And like I said, I skated through the military. I had a lot of things that happened, but because it was actually Edwards Air Force Base, um, and was a racist base. This is probably the second time I ever said that, but it wasn't racist to me because the white people on the base didn't. Uh, well, I mean, I guess they didn't uh, do the stuff that they did to other brothers. They were just talking, and there was just this only this one group, you know, the people who I work with, and it was just a couple of people. They didn't like actually, like I said, they did bring a noose to work. I had no idea what a noose was. They just brought this rope, you know. I mean, it was a noose, you know, like they, you know, hang people with, and they said we're going to use it on me. They said they're going to use it on me, and I looked at them and I'm like, what? And like this is like totally out of ignorance, not knowing anything about slavery. I mean, I really, literally didn't know anything about them. People hanging. I can remember a couple of things about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I really didn't know anything about him. I think maybe I heard about Rosa Parks. Um, of course, I did live in Detroit. We do have Rosa Parks Avenue. When I went out there this time, I actually went and looked at the street sign. I think I even took a picture of it. Um, but I didn't really know anything about what blacks went through in America because before I got old enough to understand that stuff, we got moved to a white neighborhood, and so of course in white neighborhoods they don't talk about slavery, they talk about money and success and stuff like that. And the rich part, even, but I don't know what the poor people talk about, poor whites talk about. But so when they brought the news, I knew they were talking about killing me, you know, but not in that context of, you know, the slavery thing. So I told them, well, you know, I would have a fire. If I saw y'all coming, you know, I'll shoot you before you even get close to me, you know. And then I told them they need to put away so they won't get in trouble. But you know, they were trying these scare tactics, but it just didn't work. Maybe it didn't work because maybe not knowing about it did save me because I know a lot of other brothers they would have been fighting, you know. Wow, that's wild. Yeah, it's wild. And a lot of other brothers they would have been fighting, you know. But you know, and I didn't hate them. I mean, you know, they people talking shit, you know, whatever. Brothers on base talking shit too. I mean, who was the worst, the whites or the blacks on base? Well, let's see. I would have to say the blacks because oh no, it would because of the news. You should have went straight EO. Nah. I don't know what EO. Straight EO. I don't know what that means. You gotta tell me. I didn't go off. I think the one thing that really saved me in the military was because of my vocabulary. And so when they said something, I was able to cuss them out using a vocabulary that wasn't offensive. So they could have brought the robot. Like, what the fuck y'all think y'all gonna do? Equal opportunity. Yeah. Actually, when it happened, I think an officer had drove by, and I was thinking about going and telling him, and they would have all got in trouble, and they would just been a whole big investigation and stuff, right? But then I got to thinking, you know, this is like uh, what do you call that? Those situations where no one on the outside wouldn't know, and this is you guys there. What's the word for that? Uh, there's a word for it, like the enclosure thing. I can't think of it. It's slipping my mind. Okay, I'll just use in-house. It was one of those in-house. It was just that event. So the only people who knew about that, from my perspective, was the driver and those guys in there. And so I told them to put it back because they can get in trouble. And so they just put it back. And then one of the guy who was a lower ranking, me started talking shit. So I got out the car, told him to get out the car because I was going to, I wanted to talk to him. And the other guy said, he don't have to. And I said, get out of the car. The other guy said, he don't have to. I said, listen, I am your ranking officer or NCO, whatever. I have rank. Get out of the car right now. I'm gonna go write you up. So he got out the car, and this white dude, country white dude, father owned his own farm or agricultural business, whatever. And I guess I don't know why he was there. I guess his father wanted to get him disciplined or something. I don't know. And I said, listen, me and you have no problems, you know, and he was a big dude too. I said, man, you have no problems. Um, you know, I haven't done anything to you. You haven't done anything to me. And I'm gonna tell you right now, your parents didn't send you to the military so you can come in and start messing with somebody like me, because I can get you in trouble. I can make things hard for you, and you'll get kicked out. And he was like, well, I said, listen, if I go and tell them about the news thing, you know, y'all gonna get in trouble. Nobody. I said, don't. I said, them guys in the truck. The reason I pulled you out is because you don't know them guys in the truck. They don't give a fuck about you or nobody. And before they get in trouble, they will snitch on each other. So I'm telling you, I'm pulling you out. I'm telling you, don't laugh at their jokes. Don't try not to hang out with them. Don't do anything. You go in here, you get your education, and you finish the military, and you go back and you help your family's business, because if anybody was to find out what happened in this truck, you and them gonna get discharged of dishonorable discharge. You know? And uh so he was like, oh, okay. And so I didn't even get back in the truck, whatever. So I think that was the biggest thing that happened. Otherwise, they were always just talking crap. Nobody didn't hit me. One dude came in and he wanted to fight me, but everybody knew he was on drugs and stuff. And uh, but he was short too. It's always, the short guys always trying to be the heroes and stuff. Not saying they can't, because a lot of do short people. I mean, I wouldn't say the short people, but the those who have a low self-esteem in themselves, when the strong person can't get over, them are the guys that come and save the whole team. I don't know how that works. It's weird. It always happens like that. But like Kirk, Paxton, Bulls, boom, shot that shot. Kerr, boom. The little guys, like Wilmington said, or I think it was Wilmington, he said, back in the days, he said, I was just fulfilling the role, and when it's your turn to stand up, when they call you up, you have to be ready to perform, even though he said you sat on the bench a lot of times. And so, and I like Michael Jackson stories. I grew up in that time. So, he said, a lot of things that was said. That's not even in the documentary. That's um, in his other videos when they talk about their championships and stuff. But yeah, in the military, the white people, they didn't really bother me. It was the brothers, and like I said, I was in. It was just these certain groups that I worked with on the flight line, and this one staff sergeant who happened to be my supervisor. I don't like saying my supervisor, but the one that they put over to supervise me. Um, it was just them, but they were trying to break me, um, trying to put me in this space where they think, how they put black people in a space or something. But I didn't have a space. There was no space for me to fit in, because the brothers didn't fit me in and let me get into their spaces. And the whites, for more than likely, they were poor, they didn't have any space. The only space that I fit in was with the rich white people, or and I wouldn't even say the rich blacks, but I did go to Barry Gordy's house, and so I had open door privileges in his house. I only saw him once. We were playing, and he just said, "Hey, don't run around and get hurt," and that was it. That's the first and last time I ever saw him. But other than that, I mean, why would I want to be? Why would I want to be with some brothers where I have to be in my space. Now I can understand you have a responsibility. That's okay, but to be in a place, you know how they, you got the clown in the hood, and you gonna always be that clown no matter what happened. Nobody respect you. And the whites, I don't know what they promised. They was just foolish to me. So so like I said, they wouldn't have teamed up to be on my side because they were worried about the staff sergeants and the master sergeants and stuff like that who would have came down on them because in the military, if they want to ruin your career, they can. And you'd have to get a lawyer. You have to have documentation and stuff. I mean, even if you're in the military, everything that happens, you write it down and you date it and write it down, date, time, and write it down. And if you have something documented, then and they get that documentation and you get in trouble and you hand it to the right authorities, always get your stuff notified and everything, have another copy, and you give it to them. They will investigate. And trust me, when you have a general or a lieutenant general, a brigadier general, or what's that other one? I'm trying to name of it. Lieutenant general, brigadier, whatever. You know, or especially like a lieutenant. I mean, a full-bird colonel, or anybody. Officer coming down on you and investigating you, and and especially white, because white people know white people. They're gonna come down and like, hey, do you want to ruin your career? You better blah blah blah. And man, these guys get to talking and stuff, and um, so it's a team. But like I said, they didn't bother me. I never one like the good. I think it was a drug. He told me he's gonna beat me up, so I reached out and I said, if I grab you, I said if you come within arm distance of me and I grab you, I'm gonna hurt you. So my arm is right here. He was like right there. So if I'm reaching my hands, he was like right there, just talking stuff. And that was probably the lowest point of my military life because he was just so agitating. But he disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what he was. One day he was at work, the next day he wasn't. But maybe somebody snitched on him about his problems. Stuff. I wasn't a snitch. I didn't care. Yeah. So I guess they just didn't snitch. I guess they wasn't going to protect me over their clique. So that's why nobody said anything. But like I said, I could have told the captain, I mean, not the captain, but the major and chief selectee at the appropriate time, but I didn't. I just said, okay, let me just see what's going to happen. And really, that's my life was, okay, let me see what's going to happen. Okay, let me see what's going to happen. Let me see what's going to happen. Let me see what's going to happen. And let me see what's going to happen brought me here. And if I died tonight, you know, I, I mean, I had a fucking ass good life. School was easy. College was easy. All them women, oh man, my college life, Venice Beach life, living in Venice, living in Detroit. Even though I love Detroit, I just hate the fighting. That was it. My cousins, my relatives, the Philippines was just awesome. Japan was just like super awesome. Hawaii, I had this one Asian girl. I'm sitting at the bus stop. It was late. She come there, and she stood afar off, and I'm sitting on this bench. So I said, okay, let me let her sit down. So I get up and I walk way over there. She sits down. And after about 5, 10 minutes, she said, you can come sit next to me. I said, no. She said, why not sit? Because you didn't come sit next to me when I was sitting down, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I knew why. I'm a black guy, Hawaii brothers doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And it was like 11 at night, no, like 10 at night, pitch black. We were the only ones there, so anything could happen. So it was for her safety. But still, my ignorance, I used that as an excuse, which I know I was wrong, but, but she was wrong too, but she wasn't wrong. She did it for her safety. So if you do something for your safety, it's not wrong, but it's just depending on the other person's view. But like I said, it was during my 9 months of not having sex. So I think I told it, I'm not sure, but I didn't want to. So I'm just standing there. She said, just come sit next to me. I said, no. And she kept irritating me. Just come sit with me. It's okay. I'm lonely. So can you just come talk to me? And so because she said she was lonely, that's what made me go and talk to her. So I said, we just talking, and I didn't want to sit down like the bus because they just take it too long. So I said, I'm sorry, I gotta go. After about 15 minutes of talking. So I just started walking. She said, you mind if I walk with you? And I said, well, no, I don't want you walking with me, but I can't stop you, you know. And so we just started walking. We walked like 2 bus stops and the bus came. And then she got on the bus. I got on first. No, no. She got on first, went and sat in a seat. I sat in a different seat, cold, man. I don't know what I was thinking. And then I think it was the next 2 stops. It was her stop, and my stop was the next one. And so she got to the back of the bus, and the guy opened the door, and she just waited, because you can tell because she didn't step off the bus for about a good 45 seconds to a minute. And the bus driver said, "Are you getting off with her?" I said, "No." I said, "I don't know who that lady is," you know. And she got off the bus, and that was it. But oh, if you guys haven't been to Hawaii, I don't know what they look like now, but when I was out there, man, them women were fine, 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 fine. Mm-mm-mm. That Punch Bowl, Waikiki area, oh my God, they were just beautiful. And evidently, she probably had her own place, and all I had to do was get off the bus, and Jesty 50 JPN would have never been, but she was cool. But I don't know. So, yeah, the military life is cool. But I do want to, I think this is it for my moving. I can't think of anything else that I move on. So, if any other major moving on thing would happen in my life that I can understand that would happen would be probably me divorcing, getting a divorce, and not maintaining my marriage. But unless my wife divorced me, I don't see that happening, at least until my daughter gets old enough to take care of herself. But I never know. Because my wife I have now, she real cool. She cool. But yes, interesting relationship. But I think my whole life, maybe because after I got hit by the car, maybe that could have been affecting on me. It ain't even like that. I'm not even a Christian. I'm not even religious. But I swear, I think something is really controlling my life because it's just whatever road I take, things always work out. And I'm always thinking, like, how is it going to end? Is a meteorite going to happen? Or right now, a big earthquake, boom, just crash on me. You know what I'm saying? Or what happens? I'm just like, because my life is really good. I mean, it really is good. And I really have no complaints. And I mean, it's not like, of course, I was rich, but I didn't even, at that time, when I had all that money, it was like, just go to work, go travel, have fun, buy stuff, whatever. And after that, free. I should have went to Nagoya University. That's what I wanted to do. But I don't know. So my moving on, I think that's the end. So my next videos, I want to start re I want to start talking about the things I talked about in my videos a long time ago because I had a lot of fun in my life, especially in the military in Venice. Inglewood was cool. I don't remember so much too much though. Living in Ecorse was interesting. There was still a lot of fights, Michigan, a lot of fights. Cleveland was interesting. Family was there. Um, let's see. Venice was, I think, of all the places I've been to, of all the black neighborhoods I've been to, I would have to rate Venice being number one. But just for the mere fact that I didn't get into a fight with anyone from Venice inside of Venice. Now I had a situation on the beach. Of course, that would be called Venice because it's still part of the hood, I guess. But you know, I don't living in the residence and outside the residence. I separate the two of those. What's up, Victor and everybody there? So anyway, it is 9:07. I do not have to be at work until tomorrow at 8 p.m. at night. So if you guys want me to keep on rattling on, I can rattle on, or is it okay if I leave? Um, but yeah, all in all, my life is good. This English thing, man, oh my God, it's crazy, man. This one kid joined my school in January, and this is May. So this is 5 months. In 5 months, this guy, I'm teaching this, he had this guy is only in the first grade, just starting the first grade, 6 years old, or maybe seven. And in 5 months, he went from not knowing anything, not knowing the ABCs, to um, getting 100% on a B verbs test and a and we corrected the test and everything. He got a 100% on it, and I'm thinking to myself, why? What's going on? Of course, it got to be my lesson. Of course, it's me, but okay, I'm still alive. Somebody, okay, God, somebody called me. Okay, so I guess everyone is gone. I don't want to be rattling off at the mouth. Equal opportunity. So, who's on? Who's here? Who's still listening? Two people are listening. Oh, okay. Only me. Okay. So, oh man. Okay, two people. Okay. What I want to do is I'm thinking about going and getting. They got this thing where you get like 50 gigabytes, and you got this all you can talk. You can use to with unlimited gigabytes, and so it'll be like this. So what I'm thinking about doing is getting that program, that plan, and then maybe just do live for like hours instead of just like 30 minutes or whatever. So I wonder how that would go. But I can't, because I would like, if I had my own place, I'd do it 24 hours just when I'm just sitting at the house. And, did you guys ever did you watch that September videos I posted? I think if you just put in September, it should pop up, get my channel videos and look it up. And I was at this girl's house, and we just, I just asked her, can I do that? And I just filmed it. It wasn't live or anything, but just filmed it and I put it up later. But I'm just thinking about going live and stuff. But anyway, Ken, what's been going on? How is um, the life in Hawaii? Are you still in Hawaii, right? Let's see. Oh, what happened to all the brothers that were on your older videos? Oh, um, I've been in Tokyo for 6. Oh, you're in Tokyo now. I didn't know that. Oh, do you want to get in my Players Club? Are you in any of the Players Club groups? Are you in those? Let's see. All the brothers for my videos. Perez, he's back in the States. Uh, okay, okay. Um, do you hit me up online? My line ID is GS35JPN. It was only 20 people. I had 70 some, but a few people in there, they're like kind of like haters and stuff. So I did, and then they deleted me out of the group, and then made this one guy made it one of these other groups, the Players Club, and then changed my Players Club into something else. So of course I got, cool friends, so they invited me back in, and I just deleted all that. But then, they made another one, Players International Club, and all that. So I aligned myself with them. But yeah, these guys, man, you help these guys, and now I understand what they say. Don't let poor ass niggas ride. I really understand that. Because you just help these guys, and it's not even like I'm trying to get up over them or anything. You know, but it's just funny because it's like you tell a person, if you do this, this is going to happen. If you don't do this, if you want something to do right, you do it this way. If you don't do it this way, this is what's going to happen, or this is what's going to happen. Get these guys this stuff, and next thing you know, it's happening, and a lot of these guys will probably be surprised. How did you know? How did you know? Sometimes I even ask myself, how do I know? Like, I don't know, just God told me so. So I'm not. It's not even like I tell a lot of people when they let's see, Nkagabos overs were hilarious. I didn't really watch a lot of his videos. I watched a couple of them. I was in them. Maybe when he was at the beach or something. I really didn't watch a lot of videos because we always hung out. And the Ungai Coco Boss that I know, and the one who's in the videos, um, it's just. I mean, he's cool in his videos and stuff, but I know him personally, so I didn't want any of me watching his videos give me another different perspective. But I think he's back in the States. Yeah, so everyone I know, pretty much in the States. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, he's cool. You know. Oh, wait, wait. iPod. Hello? Well, I didn't do that bling thing. Can you guys hear me? Yes, no, let me know. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. Um, yeah, those guys just moved on. Yeah, Unguy Coco Boss, he cool. We hung out a lot. I mean, we hung out a lot. He's I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of the brothers out here, I think it's the freedom, you know. I think it's the freedom that really messed up a lot of bros because of the things that we're able to do, and a lot of people didn't capitalize on the things that they were able to do, and so um, a lot of people went up and went down. I'm one of those. Went up and went down, but I didn't go up and went. I went up because of my choice, and I went down because it was my choice. Other people, it's just I guess situations happen. So I will confess, like I tell a lot of people, um, but I gotta check something. I tell a lot of people that, hey, I messed up. I made specific choices in my life that I should have, that I know better, that I shouldn't have did. Even like with that Auntie Bad girl, something told me just kiss her on the cheek. And had I kissed her on the cheek, I swear that was my first thought. Kiss her on the cheek, and that was it. But had I kissed her on the cheek, maybe um, something would have happened, and then because of that, what would have happened then? Eventually, I guess I would have ended up moving in with him. You know, up in Malibu, that would have been so cool. And but I chose. Wait, hold on one second. I can still hear you, but I gotta check my what you call it real quick. I'm such a terrible host, huh? Let me see. Where is that? So I don't know, but things happen, man. It's so weird, my life. And I always think, I ain't gonna lie. Who's this? Karangu. Oh, okay, okay. Let me. Okay, okay, okay. Wait, wait. So I'm gonna go. I'll get ready to add you right now. Hold on. Don't add anyone to the group. Please don't add anyone to the group because I'm trying to keep this group cool with all cool people and stuff. Okay, I just added you. Keep all the cool people in so that we can develop. Man, I'm so glad. I mean, I suppose I I what was that thing say? Huh? Wait, hold on. Enter. Oh, no, I don't need that. I'm I'm glad I really didn't give away too much knowledge and stuff because I want to make another line notification. Okay, I guess that's you. Must be saying thank you. In that group, I gave away a lot of information, but I don't know, man. It was just so cold, tell people how to talk to girls. They travel to different countries and have fun, and then you get these what I want to call, I won't say they scrubs, but we black, so we could just talk. Like these guys that should have known better, just a bunch of scrubs, and they who think they cool, but they're not cool. Or I mean, they probably cool at their level, but not at the other level. And then you tell them, and then they doing good, and so they with a whole bunch of other cool scrubs that at their level, who I guess became cool, and so they at their little level, talking crap about somebody up here who was the one who just to even create the atmosphere for them guys to even be able to meet. So basically, what I'm saying is, it's weird though. But like I said, I don't even care, because it's not like I'm never gonna be no Martin Luther King. I'm never gonna be no Malcolm X. I'm never gonna be Jesus Christ. I'm never gonna be God. I'm never gonna be whomever. I'm just me. And uh, you know, so I give away a lot of free information, help people and stuff. But I just don't understand why these guys would just come back. And it's not even. It's cool to talk crap. I understand. It's fun to talk crap because I can talk crap too. But the whole thing about that lying thing was just the liars. I mean, just straight liars. I mean, and I know, and I know they know, but they just get on there and just straight lie. And I'm like, don't you know who I am? And I tell other people, like in the group, like, I'm God. These guys get upset, oh, you ain't God. But then a few weeks later, they're going to talk about they God. I'm like, but I thought black people always called themselves gods and goddesses, right? I'm like, okay, but it's the new generation. So I guess in the new generations, I guess they don't call themselves that. Tomorrow I don't have any classes here. That's cool. So anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about? Because it's getting late and I understand. Okay, good. I'll move back. I think so. Perez and guy Coco Boss, Ron moved back a long time ago. Ron, of all the guys, he was cool. Perez was cool. Me and him was supposed to start up our own clubbing stuff, and a long, long, long time ago. But he's became a real famous DJ, so that was good for him. Jay, when I was talking about other video, the white dude named Jay, that dude hella cool. He real cool. I want to talk about. I need to make a video mentioning him in it too. He's still out here doing his DJing stuff. He's real cool. Um, Ryan, he really got into the Japanese thing. I don't know what he's doing. I really don't know. I wish I could talk to him though. It would be so cool. Because I mean, it's just interesting how you just meet people. Even for us, I was driving in my Lexus. Ooh, I saw him rolling up. He had on red. What up, cuz? Jumped out the car. What's up, cuz? He was like, I was just messing with him and stuff. We became instantly good friends. You know, um, Ungai Coca Boss, Ungai Coca Boss, Ungai Coca Boss. I think that's what y'all call him. He was walking down the street and I think on Mira Sudidori from Umeda, he was heading towards uh, Namba area, and I rode up on him. I was walking. Hey, how you doing? What up? He was with a girl, so let's be friends, whatever, just trade numbers. But me and him didn't hang out for years after that. And Ron and the Starbucks Convos, which I want to watch those again because I want to start watching all my videos again from the beginning. The first ones I made was in Kyoto, me and Ron. That was hella cool. That whole Kyoto series, I think, was one day. So I just broke it down in 10 minutes because YouTube said you can only have a 10-minute set at a time. So that's when YouTube almost like when it first came on, something like that. And I don't know when it first came out, but it was like during that time where you're gonna have 10-minute videos. But he was hella cool, man. We had a lot of fun together, you know. And I taught him how to talk to these girls too.